Hello, hello, hello. The golden mission is to union. I am being led today. It's so interesting. I shuffled the cards, and this is the spread right here in the middle. And on the outside, I did clarifiers just to make sure what came out is what came out. And what I'm getting is that the divine masculine is seeing the difference in feminines. And this is something that the divine masculine did not fully see in awareness. What we have coming out initially is the Seven of Cups. And as you can see on the Seven of Cups, it's just so many options and choices. The divine masculine was in the earth, not in the same position as the divine feminine. The divine masculine was in the earth almost kind of in a privileged way. And what I mean by that is that since the karmic feminine set out to concoct the illusion of the divine union, to mimic the divine union, the divine masculine was a part of the cream of the crop. So it's like, oh, the divine masculine has many options. And see, this is bigger than just an individual situation. The divine masculine had many options when it came to feminine energy to align with. And interesting enough, though, that those many options, I know you're thinking, oh, but we were connected on an internal heart level. That is so, that is true, that is set in place. Although the divine masculine was not moving in ways from that heart center when you united with the divine masculine. That was what was in place in the spiritual world. But the divine masculine was really logically looking at the divine masculine's life and making choices by that. And the divine feminine came in because, whoa, it's just another female, but this one is cool. This one is interesting. You know, ooh, we have amazing sex is what I'm getting. And it's just like, wow. But not putting that connection together, but still seeing it as I have many choices. And that is where the issue came in. It wasn't that the divine masculine wasn't choosing the divine feminine. The divine masculine did not know the difference. The divine masculine did not know the difference between the karmic feminine and the divine feminine. The divine masculine was not working from that place. So even though the divine feminine is like, look, this person is like this person is like that, I'm like this, I'm like that, we're like this. The divine masculine is like, yeah, you want me. Yeah, you want me. Yeah, you want me. I'm getting a notion, I don't have no idea, but this is Suzanne. I don't know where Suzanne fits in anywhere, but there is an unexpected, out of the blue pregnancy. And yes, it is unexpected, but it is going to turn out well. I'm even seeing the gender, but I'm also getting, no, you want to go back and forth with the whole process of that. So to leave it be. Sometimes that's going to happen, guys, and it's just to come out. It's just another shout out to whoever it is that's listening. So they'll know, kind of like a shout out hug, a form of peace. It's a beautiful thing from the spirit world. But interesting enough, we get back to where the divine masculine is. It's like, wow, I have all these choices, but even still honing in, and you can actually see there's a hone in where it's like the divine feminine, there was a standout there, but it still wasn't enough for the divine masculine to leave karmic alone. It was like, no, I get this and I get that. I get this, I get that. You know, cake and eat it too, but the divine masculine's like, why wouldn't I eat the cake? You know, that's the point of it. This is really a good setup for me here. Everybody's wanting to be with me and create with me. And this is going to be perfect for me. Why would I leave this? there wasn't a conscious standout of the divine feminine. It was still under the boat of, ooh, you know, sex is really good with this one above this one, and ooh, it feels good to be around this one above this one, and ooh, you know, just really those magic experiences that I'm getting. But still not thinking this is an entirely different being that would lead me down an entirely different path. That was not in the process of the divine masculine. The divine masculine fell completely under the illusion. The divine feminine has the knowledge first. It's interesting because biblically it designs it just like this. Whether you believe it or not, when it comes to the Bible, I say look at all of these sources. It's no different than the storylines that you get that you're reading when you're a child and you're reading books. There's still some type of moral fabric that comes out of those. And there's still some type of spiritual fabric that comes out of religious depictions of what's happening here in the universe. Everyone is trying to tell the story of what they're experiencing, and what they're trying to tell the story of is the spirit world. And because the spirit world is unseen and it's behind the veil, everybody's like, prove it. I don't believe it. How about this? How about that? You know, and all that can be so because it's the spirit world. Well, the thing is that there's a beautiful depiction in the Bible of kind of Adam and Eve, and it's always historically said, oh, well, Eve took the apple and then gave it to Adam, and then all of a sudden everything with the kapits. No, you have to understand it was always there in place. What was considered to be good and evil is what we say today is dark and light. It was always in place. It's just that they weren't awake to see it, which means that they were limited to being able to take over the earth. They were only set into their one space in that they were involved in right there in the garden, when the entire earth plane was for them to take over, which is symbolic of us with the earth and the universe. So at that time period, it was Eve who took in the knowledge first, which you'll discover is that divine union journey, which is that awakening, which is that understanding of the twin flame, that we are connected internally, the way it's described as the rib. We are connected internally in this oneness for this process to build and inherit the entire earth, not just the spacing. So, you know, this is the same thing that happened when the divine masculine started dealing with the divine feminine. It was like, wait a minute, I had all these choices, life was good, I can do all of this, but all of a sudden with you're thinking and looking at relationships differently. You're saying we should be like this, or we should conduct it like this, and you feel like this, and you are acting like this. You are off. You're off the beaten path of everyone else and everything else. So the divine masculine enjoyed the divine feminine, but the divine masculine was like, the divine feminine is going the wrong way. You are off, you know? And that is literally how the divine masculine was feeling. Like, I like this. I like you a lot. Like, party, yes, but reality, real life, no, I'm on this path. I'm moving towards all of these illusional structures that was created within the karmic feminine. You know, I have a family here. I have business money that we're creating. We have property. We're planning on doing this. We're planning on having that. And I know that, you know, she's going to get me there. So why would I leave that? Why would I leave the karmic interest? And so what you had was the divine masculine was drawn to the karmic feminine, because the karmic feminine came with these cups of different things, a variety for the divine masculine to have. It wasn't necessarily internal at that space. It was like, oh, you know, I have all of these options, you know, and you come with a good choice. So it's very logical, a good choice. So because you will help me build, again, the divine union, what it would look like, but it's not the real divine union. Okay? So then we have in interaction with the divine masculine, just like Eve, it was almost like, whoa. I mean, in connection with the divine masculine and the divine feminine, it was just like the Eve scenario. It's like, whoa, you are causing me to now not enjoy things. It's the death card that comes into reverse. It's like you're pushing me into a new path. You're causing me to see things in new ways. The stuff that was working for me, all these options, I thought I had options with so many females and so many women, you know, but it's like you have pushed me into seeing a new way, a new path, to where it's looking like I have less options. Less options. And that's what's happening on the earth. It seemed like with the karmic feminine's reign, there was so many. But if you think of even going back to that biblical, it's like, no, the divine feminine is rare. Rare as a ruby. It's a blessing to discover and find her. There's not a plethora. You know, your actual virtuous wife, there's not a plethora of them. This is someone who should stand out to you and be immeasurable to everyone else. So what seemed like many, many options that was a dud. That was an illusion. See, this is an illusion of attainment, is what the Seven of Cups says. So whenever the divine feminine came, it was like, crap. No, I logically got to go here because it builds the life, but you're starting to make it seem like all my cups and options I had aren't real. So now it sends me into the death card in reverse. And I'm like, whoa, that's a new path, but I'm resisting it. I'm resisting it, and the way I resist it is resist you. Because everything was fine until you came and you seemed like you were just off the path. I enjoyed you, but there's just things about the divine feminine that is not like other feminines, okay? It is very, very clear. Shout out to Sagittarius. It's coming through just like a hug to you, you know? It's a beautiful way to express that you are loved and cared for. So it's like you're just off in different type of ways. So if I cut you off, everything is going to go back to normal. Well, it didn't. And this is where you have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, where it's like, okay, the divine masculine was like, okay, I'm just going to focus on work. And I am just going to really not even invest into any of my options like I was doing before. I am just kind of, you know, taken back by this thing. And I am just checking out of it mental wise. I am just going to focus on everything else. And that's like that temporary standstill. And that's probably where a lot of you are even now, where it's just kind of like I'm dibbling and dabbling, but I am not fully 100%. This is too much for me. I came in viewing everything this way. I went up under this whole karmic illusion, and I had all these choices, and now I'm not even interested like I was interested in these karmic feminines. But this whole divine feminine thing, you are like out there, but you have just disrupted. You've disrupted my illusion of attainment. I thought I had planned out and had this life situation set up, ready, right, no issues. And then here you come. Now all of my stuff looks like it's not real stuff. But I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that. So it's like the divine masculine kind of like checked out. So you'll even see like that in between where it's like, you know, even I know I don't want to be with this karmic situation, or I know I'm not into these structures that karmic feminines have developed, but I am still going to rock with it. And we say there's structures like organizations, religious setups, styles of parenting, ways to develop a family. The divine masculine is like, I'm not into it, but I'm going to check out of it. Like, I have this awareness I got because I done linked up with this divine feminine, and she done gave me the apple, and now I'm conscious to some stuff. But I'm going to act like I'm not, because I can't deal with that. So it's like now I'm starting to see I'm seeing what is good and what is bad for me. I'm seeing the dark and I'm seeing the light. And it's jacked up my illusion where I thought I had a lot. What I'm realizing is that I don't. I don't have what I thought, but that's too much for me to think about right now. So I'm just going to be in reverse and in my pentacles and just be working. I don't even know what I'm working towards right now, but I'm just moving. And that's where you'll see where you're like, I don't get it. Like, they know, they are aware. I even had this conversation and then they just go and do that same old thing. Yeah, they're in that programming of the original illusion because it is too much to take on. So that's the experience that you're dealing with a lot of divine masculines. Well, the thing is that whenever you awaken and you're able to see that good and what is considered to be quote evil, and then the dark and the light, you start to see things. You know, you can't help it. Remember divine feminine whenever you awakened. You wanted so bad to go and work at that job and stay there. And you wanted so bad to have those friendships and try to keep them. How many times you're like, this isn't my friend, this isn't working, but you kept trying and trying. Those karmic relationships that you were in, you wanted so bad for it to be it to be the one. Many of you were pushing also to kind of get into the karmic structure. It wasn't a lack of having anyone with the divine feminine. The divine feminine had people wanting to propose. Everybody wanted to sleep with the divine feminine, that was sure. They could tell that Kundalini energy sitting in there. It was just like, come on, but the divine feminine is like, oh, I'm going to try, but you just cut in, you know, and you try to check out on and off on the journey to try to blend into the structure. That's the same thing the divine masculine is trying to do. It's the same process. It's just that the divine feminine gets it first. She bites the apple first, then the divine masculine. So the divine masculine is awakening the same way that divine feminine is awakening. The divine feminine just went first. That's the way the structure is here in the universe. I don't know. It could have something to do with the fact that the feminine energy is what delivers the baby. The feminine energy is what is the creative creator energy. So either way, that's how it was set in place. It was like, whoa, the divine feminine is going to wake up first. The divine masculine is going to be drawn to the divine feminine because the divine feminine fit into those categories of where the divine masculine felt like he could have a plethora. But you got to understand the divine feminine had a really good stock, especially when you think about sexual, alluring, just feeling really good to be around, peaceability about the divine feminine, just enjoying naturally that company because it's an internal match. So it matched on a lot of those internal things of the divine masculine that the divine masculine had been missing. But what linked the divine masculine to the divine feminine was not that divine union knowledge connection. It was the way the divine masculine viewed himself in the world, which is, oh, this is an option for me, so let me go and, deal with this option. But the divine masculine had no intention of chunking his entire life. The divine feminine was the same way when the divine feminine started awakening. It was such a struggle holding on to those family ships, friendships, organizational ships, religious ships, everything that had identified the divine feminine before. There was so much resistance in letting that go, and so many checkout ways. The divine feminine was just finding all kind of ways to just check out of life and not deal. Check out a life and not deal. Oh, this is too much. I'm going to check out a life and not deal. And there are a lot of spiritual practices that developed in relaxing the divine feminine in this process, but those practices weren't something to live on. The divine masculine and the divine feminine come with the knowledge to plow through any darkness and transform it into light. They don't have to check out. They can really transform. But the divine feminine went through those checkout moments quite a bit. The divine masculine too. It's too much. It's too much. Beam me out of here. It's too much. But the thing is, you can't turn it off. So if you know your journey, you understand what's happening, and you tap into that knowledge of it. You can't turn it off. Once you eat that apple, you see. you start seeing the truth. You are aware of what is dark and what is light to you. You feel it. You have an aversion to it. This is what happened with the divine masculine. And this is where the difference comes in. This is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. You hear? The Queen of Pentacles in reverse. All right? So this is like, man, this is the divine masculine really seeing, shoot, the karmic, they're overdoing it. I have missed the clues about this karmic. The overwhelming internal stuff about the karmic, that the illusion was created to mimic the divine union, to mimic being able to withstand like the divine feminine. All that internal stuff that's being covered up, whoop, coming out. Because the truth comes to light and the divine masculine is able to see it. So the divine masculine is seeing everything. Even some interpretations would say the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, that listed as evil, you know, which is pretty strong because the karmic feminine has a lot that has led to some darker ways. But what this is leaning to is that those internal darker ways are being viewed almost like, wow, the karmic feminine goes to this organization and acts this way, but when they come home, they're like a tyrant, and they're just, you know, negative and depressed and just nasty, and they're not able to, they're seeing the difference. Like, oh, they go to this religious structure, or they go to these people and they act this way with these people, but they're seeing that the karmic feminine, but when they return and they're with me, I'm not feeling any type of love. The karmic feminine is having a hard time keeping up with the illusions that were created to look like the divine union, that the karmic feminine is not able to participate fully in the divine union that she attempted to mimic. Not a desire for sex, can't keep up with the sex of the divine masculine, that passion fire that's been sparked with the divine feminine. And it takes a lot. The karmic is not really drawn to the divine masculine in that way of true connection. So everything takes work. So what happened is that the karmic feminine started to resent the divine masculine, and that's where that evil kind of, where it's marked as evil, it's like, crap, you know, all of that is starting to come out, the truth of how the karmic feminine really feels internally about the divine masculine, and the divine masculine is starting to see it, and the divine masculine is starting to see how the karmic really doesn't know how to handle many of the situations that the karmic presented to be able to handle. I'm also getting instability emotionally, mentally, just not adapt to handle the life that was created, because it was created for the divine feminine, who's went through all of these things to be able to handle the life that the divine masculine is wanting to have. The karmic feminine does not have the ability to have that, and now the divine masculine sees it. And you'll see right here is the Page of Pentacles comes in, and it's almost like the divine masculine comes in and takes that one pentacle from the upside down karmic and then grabs it, and it's like, I really can't, that wasn't real, that was an illusion. We don't even have the money that I thought we had. We don't even have the plan of life I thought we had. We don't even have a family I thought we had. We don't have any of what I thought we had. What have I been doing with this karmic? What in the world? Give me this back. This stuff doesn't make sense. I see now. I have been aligned with the energy of the divine feminine. The divine feminine gave me the apple. I may have acted like I did not see, but doggone it, nothing is going back to the way it was. I see it. I can only do this for so long. Give me this back. Now I'm looking at the new way. The new way I resisted here. Now I'm coming in with the Page of Pentacles and I'm looking at a new way. I'm holding up this one pentacle and I'm seeing that there's a new way to do many things. There's a new way for family. There's a new way for love. That wasn't even love. I'm starting to see there's a new way to feel. There's a new way to handle business. There's a new way to live. And that's really where the Divine Masculine is. And the Divine Masculine, here it goes into the King of Swords, which this is the best part, because it just shows at that point in time that the Divine Masculine is coming to logical conclusions, fair conclusions, you know. And yes, it is still head over heart. And you're probably thinking, well, no, we wanted the Divine Masculine to go into the heart space. Well, let me tell you, when the Divine Masculine started seeing the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, started seeing the Karmic Feminine for what the Karmic Feminine is, trust me, this process to this process, really seeing the life, it tapped into quite a bit. Being without the feminine, oh, heart, boom. That's check. We know that the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine connect internally. The Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine did not connect on that logical level that the Divine Masculine dominantly functions on. So up here it was like many choices. I don't see the difference in the Divine Feminine and the Karmic Feminine. I'm choosing the one that will get me the most stuff, or what seems or looks right or seems the best according to the journey that I'm taking to get there. Here we comes in with the King of Swords, and the Divine Masculine is like, and this is another point where some people may be here, and some people may be here, you know, with a lot of towers, and here, which is the ending point, and taking back, and it's the Divine Masculine is sitting there with his pentacles and seeing a new way and ready for a new way. And then the King of Swords is really a place where the collective is heavy at right now. And everybody's like, no, we're wanting union, we're wanting union. You got to understand what prevented union. The Divine Masculine did not know who you were. The Divine Masculine thought you were the Karmic Feminine. And the Karmic Feminine was you. You were this bad, wow, that amazing sex almost seemed like, oh no, you are too good to be true. You are my dream, my desire, almost I'm getting wet dream, you know. You feel too good. No, you were almost like you were the forbidden fruit. What seemed like to be not right for the Divine Masculine in so many structures, so many ways. It just wouldn't look right socially for whatever structures. With different social, I'm getting for some people, age for some people. There's so many different things that came up where the Divine Masculine was like, no, I'm out here with you because I have this strong ego mind at this point in time, because I have many, many choices. The world is mine, and you are one of those cups flying in. But all that changed, because when the Divine Masculine also began to see the internal truths of the Karmic Feminine, the Divine Masculine also has to recall the Divine Feminine. You see? Whoa, I see what I don't want. Boom, Page of Pentacles, the new way is what I do want. Boom, the King of Swords is, I am sitting here thinking of this thing from a logical, fair conclusion, which is what you want. Because you want the Divine Masculine to see the difference in the Karmic and the Divine Feminine. And what that says is, there are very few of her. This is very valuable and precious. I am blessed. I have got to get this. This is the life I have been dreaming of. This is the life I tried to create. There is not a plethora of choices. There is this choice. See, you're looking for that mental change of programming. The Divine Masculine was also in the illusion. That's what's coming in with the King of Swords. And it's like, whoa, I'm seeing this thing from my logical mind at this point. And I see the difference in feminines. See, even if you would have been with the divine masculine was still in that place of I have plenty choices. So the divine masculine would have been with the divine feminine and still would have been out here test running everything for the sake of which would be best to get me where I want to be, or what will be best to entertain my day at the moment, or what would be best to align with for business. I'm even getting business and organizational structures. See, the divine masculine did not even know that the divine masculine could have a counterpart that is the business partner. See, divine masculines have thought for years that they have to link up with other divine masculines, or they have to go into these organizational structures that were created by the karmic feminine. They did not know that their divine feminine comes in with a whole lot of boss and mental and logical sense that the journey has taken her on, that the pentacles, the coins that the divine masculine has been trying to obtain by going and finding the best cup in all of these choices that gives the most, is built within the union of the divine feminine. So the divine masculine is at the point now where, whoa, the blinders are off. I can see the difference in people. The same way the divine feminine got to that point where I can see the difference in people, and that's what's rocked the divine feminine's world. The divine feminine couldn't even act anymore. It's like, I'm not supposed to be here. It doesn't feel good, doesn't look good. I see it. Why doesn't anybody else see it? Crap. You know, I'm not supposed to be aligned to you. I see it. I feel it. Crap. That's what happened to the divine feminine. That is what's happening to the divine masculine. See, the divine masculine could not come towards the divine feminine because the divine masculine did not see clearly what the divine feminine was in the divine feminine's fullness. The divine feminine holds everything that I'm out here trying to get. This is the promise. This is the choice. This is what I am seeking. Crap. And this over here was all wrong. So the truth has really come to light. So not only is the divine masculine internally knowing of the divine feminine, the divine masculine is externally knowing that the divine feminine is able to create the life that the divine masculine desires here on earth. Not just an experience, a rush I'm getting, you know, that the divine masculine was getting with the divine feminine, and then going back to regular scheduled life. It's like, no, regular scheduled life is the divine feminine. The divine feminine has the ability to build all of this stuff that I got with fool's gold with the karmic. You get fool's gold there. And this is real, and there's not a lot. I'm losing interest in that call to me from the karmic feminine. There was a strong call to the divine masculine from the karmic feminine that the divine masculine couldn't resist. Now the divine masculine is not even hearing the call. You see that sword sitting on the King of Swords ready, like, I can process through all of this. I can see clearly. I have clarity. I am not falling for the games. I know the difference. I don't care how you dress up. I don't care what you say you own, what you say you have. I don't care who you say you're connected with. I don't care what family you come from. I see beneath. You're karmic. She's divine. And there are so many more karmics than there are divine. So now I understand. I see the rarer than rubies and I want the ruby. I see the value. The divine masculine treated you the way the divine masculine treated you because the divine masculine did not see any value in you. You were only a choice or an option on many choices and options. Now the divine masculine is seeing what you've seen and what you've lived. That I am so different from so many of these women. I don't fit in anywhere. I don't align with these organizational structures, these religious structures, these family structures, these work structures, these friendship structures. Where are my people? I don't align. I'm rare. I can't I'm not blending with the majority. You were never supposed to blend with the majority for such a time as this. Now you are easily seen in the masses. You were never supposed to blend. You were supposed to shine like a diamond is what's coming through. Shine like a diamond is what's coming through. And I'm also getting the diamond is the strongest one. The diamond is the strongest one with clarity. So that's coming through, and the divine masculine is able to see, shoot, you are that. You are the one, and it's clear. And your value will be seen throughout the earth, because everyone was trying to have that karmic feminine setup, and now in the divine masculine's world, everybody is going to be looking at the fact that the divine masculine has a divine feminine. And it's so interesting because I'm getting to Proverbs 31, what comes in where everyone within the land or the cities or whatnot see the husband of that woman to be blessed and in high esteem. That is what is getting ready to happen in the earth, that the divine masculine has the prize. So you will begin to see that the divine feminine will begin to be exalted and treated like none other, almost in a royal position, because there are very few divine feminines who have not only the strength to carry out, but the internal and external beauty. And as the world shifts, many things are happening that the karmic feminine cannot handle in any way, and the divine feminine still remains in that grace point throughout. Beautiful, beautiful reading. I love this. The divine masculine sees the difference between the karmic feminine and the divine feminine. And it's the game changer. It's the game changer that you've wanted. Because anything else did not lead to anything lasting. Because there seemed like there were so many other options. And now the divine masculine sees what you see. That there are less like you, and that you are the option. Wonderful. Golden mission is to union.